rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. Long game, no shame.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday and welcome to the live stream. Unfortunately, we are once again having HR issues, but Junior was available. So Junior is my second favorite Hawaiian. Shar, his wife, is my first, but you know, Junior, you're not a minor league. We're glad to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
You doing well? I haven't seen you since like last night.
Yeah, it's been a long time, bro.
I'm glad we can catch up. Dominic, what's going on, sir?
How are you? I'm doing well.
Living the dream, man. Thanks for joining us. Just remember, these live chats are fun. They're entertaining until the side chat turns on you, and after that, we got to kick them out.
I'm just figuring out how to put the side chat up so I could see it, and I'm wondering if that's a good idea.
Yeah, if you want, you can pull up the. I don't know if you can see it on your side within StreamYard, or if not, if you bring up the app and just mute the audio on YouTube, it'll work. That way you can interact.
Good to finally meet you, Dominic. I've been hearing a lot of great things about you. So,
oh, you too.
Good stuff.
Oh, Junior, man, we're 2 minutes in. You're sucking up to the guest. Very well done. I like your style, sir.
Always spread along, man. Every day.
Every day in every way.
Yes, sir. The more you do it, the more you get back.
To Beard's like, does he have to leave? Is he going to have to leave to help a customer? He's not really in the store. It's CGI.
Oh, but thanks. That's nice that works so good.
Yeah. So what's going on, Dominic? Tell us. Usually we're just going to start out with
Moose
asking about you. Tell us about you, who you are, what do you do?
Yeah,
give us the elevator pitch.
I just run a tiny little store. It was like one of my small dreams, and I did it when I was a lot younger. When I was in school, I had a little video game store that I managed, and I knew it was something I wanted to do, so I just worked my ass off to get myself to a point to where I actually could do that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I have the whole story on my website. You can check it out. It's I'll give it the real long short of it. I was working over at a unnamed Harley Davidson dealership, and just saw the money that they made on gear and things like that. And I was out looking for a helmet, and this was before I owned a Harley. I was on a '79 Honda, and I was trying to find a helmet that didn't say Harley, and I couldn't find one anywhere that would be like a cruiser style helmet. So I was like, oh, there's got to be a place in New Hope. You know, there's all kinds of bikes up there constantly. So I drove through New Hope, and there was no place to get a helmet, and the seeds were planted.
Nice.
Very nice. So what was that? I mean, that had to be a big jump for you, right? Because you were in the private sector before then, correct?
Well, I was in call center, private sector. I used to manage like 125 people at a call center. Okay. And as everybody knows, like, you know, call centers went the way of the dodo in like 2008, 2009.
Sure did.
Crash. Everything was sent overseas. You know, I even at the last place I worked, recruited and sent my job overseas. So I had to recruit a team.
Overseas. Oh, I remember those years. Yeah.
Sent my job overseas. So I was just like, you know, I was collecting unemployment. I needed a part-time job. So my wife got in touch with Brian. She's very good friends with the family members that know him really well. And I worked there part-time while I was on unemployment, and, you know, did my best to make it work.
Nice. So what got you into motorcycles? At what point in your life did you get in?
Oh man, back when I was like 16 or 17 years old.
Okay.
The release of the Honda Rebel. That was like, oh yeah, that is the perfect bike. It looks good. You know, I'm young. It'll get me to where I want to go. And that kind of started. And then one day my brother's friend came over. It was probably like 87 or 88. He had a 454 LTD. Now, I'd never been on a motorcycle in my life. And he's like, "You want to ride it?" I'm like, "Yep." No license, no motorcycle license. I'm just like, "Yep." I jumped on it, took it around the block 3 or 4 times, came back and immediately dropped it because I forgot to put my feet down.
I dropped the bike in an unknown dealership that you might have worked at. Onto another bike doing that. Yeah. In the showroom. Because I came from the metric side, so I was used to the foot peg, not the foot peg, but the jiffy stand, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
locking in like that 45-degree position, not that beyond 45 degree. I walked away, and like 3 minutes later, you just see it going real slow. Boom into another bike.
I might have been there.
It was bad, dude. I was cracking up. I was like, the guy's like, "Well, you weren't anywhere near it. You didn't do it." And I'm thinking, I was the last to sit on it. I probably was, you know. And the guy's funny. Like, "So are you interested in that bike?" I'm like, "Not that one. It's wrecked." It fell on.
It was funny seeing your Dominic, seeing your face light up when you said Honda Rebel, dude. Like,
my boy's got one, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Junior, you have one, right?
No, I got a Shadow, but I mean, I love
Shadow. I'm sorry.
Just the name Honda Rebel. I mean, that bike is, you know.
I was after that Rebel 450 the first year it came out. Oh man, I wanted that so bad. My dad was just like, "No motorcycles." I'm
no
like,
motorcycles.
No. That's all he would say is no. So I actually didn't get back. Like I occasionally rode other people's bikes, but it wasn't about 18 years ago. My friend had bought a bike, maybe it was 20, and I took his first spin around the parking lot. I'm like, "Oh right, I remember why I wanted to do this. This is fun."
Yeah. You get hooked quick. So did you when you finally got the bug and you started riding, like what kind of riding were you doing? Were you doing just hanging out with the boys? Were you doing traveling?
Just around town, just cruising and chilling, whatever, I'm happy.
You grew up in Bucks County, right?
Yep. Grew up in Levittown.
Oh, nice. So where's so yeah, we're right across the bridge from each other. From you, from you guys that don't know where I live, like Junior that stalks me.
Just give out your address already, dude. Just give out your address, man. I don't know what you're waiting for.
Can I give out your address?
Sure, it's a PO box. Do it.
Okay, because people like you start showing up. We're nervous. So Dominic, where in Bucks County you like to ride?
Everywhere. Okay. I just kind of go in a direction and do my best to get lost and find my way back.
Love
I like
Upper Bucks, of course. More recently, I started getting down to southern New Jersey, like around Cowtown area. I got a friend that lives in Franklinville, so I'll buzz down to his house, hang out there for a little bit, maybe stay over, ride the whole next day with him, or just around his area. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there.
Very nice. Yeah, Bucks County. I living on just the other side of the bridge. I love it because we have the the flatness of the Pine Barrens in Jersey and the farmland, but you can be in the mountains in what, an hour and a half. I mean, there's not, because we used to take Route 32 all the way up to, was it 611?
611.
It goes into right Easton.
Yep.
Yeah, and then to go up to the River Gap. That used to be the ride. That's a great area to ride.
Well, can't you grab Route 6 up there? PA Route 6 or something?
Route 6 drops in Scranton. So if you get off the Wilkesboro Scranton, it's whatever the last exit of the turnpike is. Route 6 is right there. I rode Route 6. What's that?
Is it flat or
Route 6 isn't? Route 6 is a great ride if you ever get a chance to do it. It's through a lot of as I like to call the towns that made America. They're very small towns. They're very mills towns, lumber towns.
Yeah.
It's a great ride. It's 45 miles an hour for the most part, all the way from New Jersey to Ohio. Wow. And it's just a really nice ride. You get to stop and meet some really nice people. The PA Grand Canyon is a great ride. It's I can't say enough about Wellsboro. It's just a great little town.
Yeah.
But
I don't need to make my way out there, man.
So the Beard has a question. Why did you pick New Hope for your store? I know the answer to this, but I'm curious.
Just when I would ride through there, there'd just be so many bikes just lined up down the whole road. And the way I saw it is if I would have went with any other place, I would have paid that much more trying to draw people to the store. I would pay more than the difference in rent. So for my example was, I thought about Bristol. I thought about Mill Street in Bristol. Rent there was about $300-400 cheaper a month. But I would have probably spent $600 to $800 trying to get people to come to the store. So when I did my research on New Hope, I spoke to the New Hope Historical Society and the people who own the Playhouse, and I got the numbers, and it was like 66,000 people come through New Hope every year. And out of those, 35% are bikes. So if my numbers worked out to be like, if I could get that 36%, if I can get 40% of those people to spend at least $50, I can make it.
Okay.
Wow. That's
because awesome. You're also centrally located, if I remember. New Hope's halfway between Philly and New York, right? Or close enough.
For the most part, you're looking at maybe a 20-25 minute difference, but I get just as many customers from Staten Island as I do from Philadelphia.
Nice. The one thing I wanted to mention
Levittown
that you brought up that I think is worth mentioning, if you guys do get out to New Hope, when you first get in New Hope, it's the VFW that does it, right? On the left-hand side?
Correct.
VFW has parking, and that goes to the VFW, and I think the fire hall. They might split it or something. But if you really want, it's reasonable parking. I wouldn't say it's cheap parking, but it's going to a good cause rather than paying the meter maids or whoever you're paying in New Hope.
Yeah, it's a donation. It's
a donation
more than it is a fee, which is nice.
Yes. And they also keep an eye on bikes, which is kind of nice because your bikes are parked away from the general populace of the parking area.
Is there something I need to know about New Hope? Like, why is the beard making it seem like it's
No, I was just asking.
Oh, okay.
But New Hope is a very eclectic place.
Okay.
And it's home to a lot of it's very eclectic. I'll just put it that way.
So DeBeard has a follow-up question, which I think is really good.
Active tonight. I love it.
He is. He's a nice guy. People don't believe it, but he is. I know at one point New Hope came down really hard on noise pollution and motorcycles in general, and that was probably before your store was there. But has that culture changed? Has New Hope become more welcoming? Because I feel like it's a great revenue stream, but I could also see where it would scare the people that they're trying to bring in at some level.
Well, about 11 years ago, the mayorship changed hands and the chief of police changed. So they brought in the Rev It Down. It was a campaign that was just kind of keep the motorcycles loud in check.
Yeah.
So now they're of the opinion if you're not revving it, if you're not slingshotting in traffic or sitting at the curb where people are eating behind you, revving your motorcycle, they're not going to bother you. They don't mind. It's fine. They understand now to embrace the bikers because before they got rid of the parking spots, one of the theories was, well, you could fit 4 people in a car and 2 people in a motorcycle. And at the time, they were only allowing 1 motorcycle per parking spot. So one of the first So one of the first things the new chief did is said, no. We can have up to 6 motorcycles in the parking lot. That's 12 people in town on average, instead of 4 people in a car. You get a higher turnover and you get that spot full all day. So now what they've done is they've gotten rid of parking spots completely. Now you just park wherever and you're paid by plate. So motorcycles get charged a little less than cars, but all of them have to pay their own parking fees. Now, when they did that, it was a benefit to us that own stores because our New Hope taxes that we pay every year as a business operating in New Hope went down by $240 when they implemented that. So it was a great benefit to us, and everybody gets to kind of park where they want.
Nice.
And they don't carry around the noise meters any longer.
So Ken Booty wants to know if you have anyone that does sewing.
There's a gentleman in New Hope that does patch sewing. His name is Fred Eisen. You can find him on Facebook, Fred Eisen Leather and Knives. But there's usually a long wait. I'm working on getting somebody to do my patch sewing. There is a lady that's local that likes doing it. I'm trying to get her to come up and do a patch day where she could sell on patches.
That's awesome.
That would be a nice draw to the store. It'd be a nice little event,
Yeah.
but to bring people in.
Yeah.
Because you're right across from. I'm gonna blow it, and I used to know the name of it. That's not Havana, right? That's across from
Next
you?
door to Havana, across from Fran's Pub.
Okay, which are both big biker hangouts, so that's got to work out good for you.
And there's so much at Havana.
And there's a pub. There's a pub nearby. That's awesome.
Yeah, Fran's
Oh,
Pub's
dude, so
that's the big biker hangout.
Yeah, to give you some context of New Hope. So New Hope's a art district. It's very LGBT friendly community. They've it's always been a stop for bikers in Bucks County and in that area, and it's also at least in my opinion, some great places to eat. There's some great breweries there. It's really becoming eclectic.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the population in New Hope? Like, is it pretty big? Town, city?
It's big money. I'll tell you that much. It's really small.
Oh, I knew it. I knew something was going on with the beard, bro. Look, I'm reluctant to go back after the last experience we had a couple years ago. The beard, he must have started a fight or something.
I mean, when the guy's the size of Sasquatch, I mean, you know something's going down. So New Hope, Dominic, correct me if I'm wrong, is really only the one light, right? You get through town, there's the one light at the bridge.
Wow.
Now, that being said, for the mile distance, I've sat 45 minutes in traffic to get through town. So it depends on how you hit it. I will say, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, if you get a chance to go through New Hope with a police escort at like triple the speed limit, it's way more fun. So 2 years in a row, we did the Bensalem Police motorcycle run, and they locked down New Hope, and they just haul Pauls through there with a police escort. It's great.
Yeah, they just did the PTSD run.
The Angels did it. Yeah.
Yep. And the week before that was the Rolling Thunder run, and they closed us down both days for that. You know, that 30 minutes of passing time, which I couldn't figure out how to go live, or I would have streamed it. I'm looking at my phone. The sun's so bright. I'm like, all right, well, that's not going to happen.
No, that would have been really good. Still, square footage wise, like how big's the store?
It's only like 580. It's very small. I mean, I get comments all the time when people come in. Oh, I thought the store was bigger, and I think that's the best compliment ever.
Yeah,
it's like, yes, I'm glad.
Everyone saes that when they're sizing stuff up. I thought it'd be bigger. Yeah, Well, that's good, man. That's really good.
Well, I have a lot of vendors that I just do straight drop ship. You know, you order it, I call them, they send it out to you. I don't have to carry the inventory.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
The nice part with New Hope too is I think that it's you can spend the day there with no problem. Like we hung out with Dominic for a little bit. We went, explored, had some beer, had some food. You know, it's a really nice time. And it's I noticed, and it's been a while since I've been up there, I noticed there's a lot more galleries than I remember. Like it's a lot of art galleries. So if you love that stuff. Dominic, I know the guy knows you across the street from your store who makes all the lights out of like pipes and stuff. Because he had one of your sweatshirts on. I can't remember the guy's name. It's really nice. Like they have some really cool places in there.
Yeah. He's an industrial artist.
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh wow!
And he's also very helpful because he helped me get a bike started this past Saturday. That had the guy left the lamp on, and you know, battery was dead. So we ran over. He gave us his charger cables, and we jumped it. It was a team effort.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. They have a lot of like one-off art stuff. They have a lot of like tea and coffee places. It's neat. I really like it. New Hope's always been a good place to ride through, especially in the off season. When you hit the off season, it's great because you get to chase the river.
For you,
so New Hope sits on the river. What's that?
For you, it's great in the off season.
Well, you know, I don't like to sit in traffic, and it's really hard to get a police escort on short notice.
There's only so much time I could spend playing my guitar and video games before I'm just like, oh good God, I need people to come in the store.
The worst part about your store is it sits next to a record store. I was out there trying to film, and it was throwing up all kinds of. I'm thinking I'm just going to get flagged for copyright.
Wow. Yeah, Tommy, you play music? What do you play?
Well, I think play is kind of a strong word because I'm learning.
Oh, you're learning. Right on. No, hey, you know.
But I played guitar up until I was probably like 18 years old. I got pretty good, but never knew how to read or write or do anything with actual music.
Yeah.
And
Nice, man.
yeah, so but what I did find myself more into is building and restoring guitars. So
Oh,
I've bought guitars that are just really bad looking off of
yeah,
the internet. And
yeah.
during COVID, I restored probably about 14 guitars and sold them for pretty good profits.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, I do. I help people, like some of my customers, they bring me their guitars to do full setups and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And so yeah, it's
dude,
just
that's a really
another
good.
one of my wonderful hobbies. My
Yeah,
wife says I have
that's
too many
yeah,
hobbies.
that's a killer skill though, man. If you can restore guitars, that's really huge, man. That's pretty. There's not. I mean, I mean, there's not a whole wide variety of people that are doing that kind of stuff, but
Mhm.
as far as restoration, but yeah,
There is
as a
a point where it is beyond my ability, and then I
yeah,
just send them over. Over in Lambertville, there's a guy that is just an amazing guitar luthier, a real
yeah.
luthier. And
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
I had somebody bring me like a '56 Gibson that had
Oh,
some really bad damage because it was in
yeah,
a flood, like a two
yeah,
inches at the bottom, but it was
yeah.
enough. So I sent him over there, and it's going to take like 2 years to get done. You have to dry it, and they have to redo it. They have to sand it.
But
Yeah,
it's a
that's way
56.
beyond what I can do.
It's a 56 though. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
it'll be worth it when he's done.
oh
It's
hell
going for
yeah.
like a $50,000-$60,000
Yeah.
guitar. That's why I'm like,
Oh,
nah, I'm
if
good.
not more, man. Yeah, totally.
If
That's
you leave it
awesome.
in the attic for over a year or two and you
Yeah.
start to see some greening and a little bit of bend in the neck, I can help you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah. Okay.
that,
But that's still good though. That's still good.
Mhm.
Most people will see them, they'll just get rid of it, especially like the old vintage guitars. Like some people don't even realize because like they were hand-me-downs from like their parents or grandparents or great grandparents, and they don't really
And that's
know.
exactly what this was. This was
Yeah.
I don't even remember how I got in touch with this guy. I think yeah, I don't remember. I think yeah, he was calling me about my motorcycle because I'm trying to sell my bike, and we just got to talking about all kinds of different stuff, and somehow or other I talked to him about his guitar. That's
Yeah.
where that came from.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's really awesome. That's really awesome, man.
That's my chair in the background.
Yeah. Oh, you got the game chair?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm sitting in my driving rig. I do sim racing, another goddamn hobby of mine.
Hobby yours? Oh, it's
Yeah,
good,
You got a
man. You
lot
got a
of
lot of
hobbies,
hobbies,
man.
man.
yeah,
That's the one thing, man. When you're a business owner, you can kind of venture out and start doing things that you've always wanted to do, man. It's awesome.
No, I did this all before that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I couldn't afford to do a lot of these hobbies now. I'm glad I got everything established before I opened the business.
Yeah. Oh, right on. That's cool, man. That's really
That's
cool.
really funny. So what
Yeah.
so what's your biggest takeaway, I guess, as being an entrepreneur? Like what was that like for you? Oh, dude, Robert, that was not necessarily. Holy crap.
Nice.
Dude,
Well done, Robert.
Robert's
And you bought me
amazing,
some
man.
time on the
Jesus,
question.
Robert, thank you.
Yeah, I was waiting a little bit till we got into this, but Robert joined the channel last night. It really means a lot to me, man. The support.
Robert, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was
Love
very
you,
nice of
Robert.
you. Thank you, Robert.
Appreciate you, man.
DeBeard, I simulate motorcycle riding with a cardboard. Damn it, the guy saw me ride for half a day
Why
and they
it's gotta be a
still won't let
cardboard?
go.
Oh my god, dude. This
Well,
guy's
DeBeard,
funny,
you better
man.
be. You ain't ready for bike night on Monday. I'm gonna
Bert
leave it
must
at
be
that.
on beer 3 of yeah, beer 3 is some killer.
I got
idea,
to give those guys another big shout out. Their ride was amazing. They had
Yeah.
such a fantastic ride.
The
was,
big turnout one, the
great.
one in
Yeah.
yeah, that was awesome, dude. Yeah.
I mean, it was only 100 degrees and people should, dude, they were like 65, 70 bikes deep.
Yeah.
And that's impressive.
Yeah. I was telling you,
Yeah.
man, it was cool that they were filming, and it was cool to see you like, on someone else's channel where you didn't have a big mic in front of your mouth.
Well, and it was kind of weird. I felt bad. I didn't film a lot, but I kind of felt like that was my time.
Yeah,
Like
totally,
I got to
dude.
meet Colin for
Yeah.
the first time. I got to meet George and
Yeah.
well, no, that was the second time I met George and DeBeard. But
Yeah.
there were just Moto Naga. There's so many great people there. Droop
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time for sure.
I
So
feel you on that though. Sorry, like
yeah,
as far as like going and making it, just your time. I went out to an event in Sheridan. It was like, probably like 40, 45 minutes away. But yeah, I didn't take any gear, man. It was just kind of wanted to just get out there and hang out and mingle and not worry about recording and stuff like that. But yeah, they killed it, man. It was good, but I'm glad you made it out and met some of the guys.
yeah. So Dominic, what's so I guess balancing being like an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur, sorry. Owning your business and riding. I mean, how do you find balance for that? Because you're a one-man operation, right? It's always you at the store, is that correct?
Always me at the store. I do everything beginning to end. It's all me. And I think that like you had asked about the takeaway, and I've been thinking about that because y'all bought me some time. That was cool.
Sorry, I'm a little excited when people drop money. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, hey,
Daddy's getting a new bike.
So the thing that's very different is when I was in a call center, if we had a storm and the power went out, and you were just like, oh, the power's out, we can't take calls. We'll sit down, we'll do some training or something like that, and it's no big deal. But when the power goes out and it's your store, and it's your money you're losing, and or the internet goes down, and it's just like you can't just sit there. You have to figure out what to do. You have to, that's it. It's all you. Yeah. There's no, and that's also the best part about it is I get to see every decision I make either work or don't work, and refine it later or do whatever. Like just the little things like the logo. That it amazes me and it warms me that every time somebody buys something with my logo on it, who I don't know, like somebody that's not a family member, someone that just walks in the store and they're like, oh, that's a cool logo. Is that the corporate name? It's like, no, I mean, it's like, I made that. And they're like, oh, it's so cool. And they wear it. And it's just like, and then I see people who are at like bike meets and rallies and stuff like that. And they run into each other wearing my shirts. And they're like, oh, I love that store. Go there. Yeah. And it's so cool that just to see all of that work come to fruition and just to watch, and to see it grow and to meet all these great people, everybody here included, everybody in the chat that I chat with every week when, I can get on here. Yeah.
Well, and it's got to be very humbling, right? Because you're building a brand, you're bringing a service, and you kind of get to see that grow. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool too. Like that's how I mentioned the guy that does the industrial artist. Like I had your hat on, and I walked over, and he's like, "Oh, you know Dominic?" And I was like, I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. I'm like, who? And I'm like, oh yeah, you saw my hat. Okay. And then I looked and he had a shirt on. I was like, okay, we're brothers now. Okay.
Yeah. And that's good. The same thing that was happening. Like I see like people post on my site that, oh, I ran into somebody wearing the shirt, and we're like, we're Route 32 twins and things like that. And they bond over that. And it's just like, whoa, that's because, I remember sitting in a call center with a temporary job I was doing. I was just helping somebody build out a call center, and I was taking them from like 17 people to like 50 people. And I'm sitting there at my desk, my downtime, making the logo, because it was just a pipe dream at that point. Oh, if I could do a store, what would I do? Because I had started the store working on it when I was at the place that shall not be named, the Harley store. And I did about a full year's worth of work and, trying to get financing and everything together, and just nothing came about. And this job, this contract came along, and it was like a 1-year contract. So I grabbed it, and then like I had to find another job after that year. Still nothing was moving. And then exactly like a year later, all of a sudden, oh, your financing is available. Oh, that store that you like, that's available. And just everything is like, I just went down this path like, well, I'll see what happens. I'll try that. I'll see what happens. And, oh, my loan's approved. Oh, okay, there's the store. Let's go look at it. Oh, it is available. Well, I'll see what happens. I went and looked at the store. It was great. And then, oh, your vendor applications are starting to come through. And all of a sudden, within like 3 months, I was signing a lease. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty dope, man.
So what was that first day of business like? You flipped the sign open, you're open, you unlocked the door. Like what was that like for you? Was that an oh shit moment, or was that a excitement? Because I feel like it would be a balance for both of me.
It is both. But what was funny is when we were bringing stuff in the store, my wife and Devin and my son, and we were all just cleaning the store and whatnot, people kept knocking on the door. Hey, what do you mean riding gear? What kind of riding gear? And people were like, I had the catalogs of all the vendors, and they were going through. So I'm, making mental notes of everything that they're looking at, saying, all right, I'll bring that in. I'll bring that in. that sucked. I was going to bring that in, but they didn't like that. So I basically used anybody that stopped in the store that night, like a focus group.
That's good.
And before I even opened, the fire chief at the time had popped in and bought a T-shirt. I'm like, I have no way to, ring you out as a Reggie. It's like, just take the money. Don't worry about change. Just take it. Really, really great people in New Hope.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool, man.
And my very first customer was a guy. His name is Craig. He came into my store, and he was the first person I sold anything to. And it was a helmet, an S600 speed and strength helmet. And he's still one of my very best customers to this day.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's so awesome.
So before I forget, your wife has an intricate part of your store too, right?
Yeah,
she has her own business.
Yeah, she does Scently Sinful wax melts, and we started out as candles. That all started because people would walk through my store and say, "Oh, I love the smell of leather, this, that, and the other thing." And I was like, "Boy, it'd be cool if we had like a leather jacket candle that I could sell." And she went online and she learned how to do it. And
shut the front door.
Yeah, she started making leather jacket candles in these little skull shot glasses.
Yeah,
great shot glass. So when you burn the candle, you were done. You cleaned the wax out. You had a shot glass that was shaped like a skull, which was great. Except being the manufacturer, we were also responsible for anything that might have happened. So we kind of, because of my insurance would have gone up so much, we went from actually making candles to making wax melts, things that and putting them in electric melters. But we still carried a leather jacket, and she's expanded her line all the way up to like 17 or 18 different scents now, I think we're at. But you can check her out at scentlysinful.com, and you can also find her line on my site and in the store.
Yeah, and I can say Katie bought some. They smell awesome, and they're not they're nowhere near the allergen trap that candles are.
Yeah.
The Beard wants to know if you sell leather Crocs, asking for a friend. Oh, that's just mean.
So what all do you carry in the store? Like everything and everything motorcycle gear? Or?
No, not exactly. So a lot of what I carry, I run my store as if it's on like the boardwalk. So it's a lot of quick grab stuff. Like, like I get people that will ask for things like fringe handles for their motorcycles. Not that I would carry them, but they ask for them, and I'm just like, it's very particular. So I carry like all of the jackets in store are under $300, and quick things like T-shirts, things like that. So like if you look behind me, all of those jackets that you see right there are under $300.
Can you take one off the rack?
Nice. Yeah, sure. I'll jump right over that. Right on top of that. And then I carry like you can see also the flannel in the background. It's a flannel with Kevlar in the shoulders and elbows. That's super popular.
What brand?
They're unique. What I try to do is carry local stuff, local brands.
Okay. Oh, so nice.
The unique is right out of Carlstadt, New Jersey. The other one that I carry is wow, I'm forgetting. I can't think of the name.
Well, Corey had a question mentioning about how much he liked his Badass that he got from you. And they're
and
too, right?
Badass is right out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, and they're great people. So it's nice to have a local helmet manufacturer. And the other one is Daniel Smart. They're right out of Maryland. I also picked up Ape Primate. And he is a local artist, so I'm selling some of his T-shirts. He came in and asked if he could put some up, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because that's what I want to do. I want to promote locals. I don't know if you know this, but my store got broken into in January.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I lost about 5 jackets, a few helmets, and all the cash that was in my drawer for change and whatnot. But what I did is I turned what was a big tragedy into something to help others. I sent out an email blast saying, hey, if any of you have been in my store and you bought stuff from me and you're a contractor, I need this work done. I don't want a discount. I want to pay your full rate. I want to pay you back for helping me with my store.
Yeah,
I want to pay it
That's
forward
how
to
you do it.
Yeah. And I got a guy who came in. He did beautiful work. It was JB Contracting, really good guy. He'd been in my store many times.
Man, that's crazy, man. So even that small town, huh?
Yeah,
Crazy,
yeah.
man.
Well, they said I was specifically targeted because they didn't try to get it anywhere else. So they were after the leather jackets and the helmet.
Yeah.
Now, is the leather place? There's another leather place that used to be there. That's not there anymore, right?
Which
I can't
one?
remember its name. There was one that was like, there's that bigger building when you first walk into town, left-hand side.
Okay, that was or shall I say, that is Fred Eisen, and he is still there. He moved down the
I
street.
think he was. Okay. Because I, for some reason, when we had talked the first time, I thought you were the same people, and obviously you're not, because your store's all biker stuff. Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, he does a lot of fashion leather along with some motorcycle leather.
Oh, that's cool. See, the beard's on point, man. The beard, I did not, for the record, I did not loot his store. I think De Beard might have been the one that did it because he has an MO now. He claims he's never been to New Hope in a while. So that would be my alibi.
But I saw the video, so he doesn't look like he's about 5'2" and 180 pounds. So
yeah, I mean, if you ever get a report of a Sasquatch breaking in, he'd probably be your first call. But that's awesome, man. I think it's really great that you're doing that. And I think it's great that you've reached out to your own community to support you. I think there's not a lot of businesses that do that, like, because like you said, your customer base, I mean, motorcyclists are generally those kind of people, if you're going to reach out to contractors and so forth, what a better way to do it.
And it's just such a great collection of people, and I already know them, so I feel I can trust them. The guy came in, I paid him his regular labor. I didn't ask for any discounts, or I didn't want any discounts from him.
Nice. Hey, Ty, thanks for throwing stuff. I gotta mention, since Ty's shopping, and I haven't had a chance to do a review on it, but I have it. Dominic, can you explain what your Route 31? I'm just gonna call it your sunblocker shirt. It hasn't been hot enough to try it. 32? I take that back. I should have had it on when I went to the Baggers and Brews ride, and I didn't. I apologize. Can you talk about that, because I thought it was a really cool product?
So one of the things that I always enjoyed was I always liked the moisture wicking shirts. So I am somebody that rides protective gear all the time. So with the flannel that you see in the back, you can wear that probably up till about 85 degrees, and it starts to get a little warm. And I looked into moisture wicking shirts, the kind that you wear that you work out and whatnot. And I found that putting one of them under that shirt was a great way to stay cool. So you stop at a light, you get a little hot, you get a little sweaty, but as soon as you take off, it acts like an air conditioner. It creates a slipstream of air up your arm, into your chest, and all that. So upon researching that, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I found these other shirts from a vendor that not only were they moisture wicking, but they were 50 SPF. So they actually have sunblock built into the shirt. So I grabbed a bunch of them in long sleeve. So they sunblock, they moisture wick. So when you get to where you're going, you're not sunburned, you're not windburned. And I like to call them tattoo savers, because they actually keep your tattoos from fading if you wear them all the time. And they can be worn as a shirt, an undershirt, under a t-shirt as well.
Wow. Very nice. I thought it was a really cool idea. So Ken Booty wants to know, what kind of bike do you ride? This is probably a touchy subject right now, right?
No. Hey, I absolutely love my bike. I've had it 12 years.
No, I was saying because you were talking about the next one. That's why I was being funny.
Oh, yeah. I've had it for 12 years. Sorry, customer calling. It's a 1200 Nightster, 2009.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've had it for 12 years. I got it with 800 miles. She's got 30,000 on it now.
Very nice. So there's that's up for sale, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
you can have that listed online that anybody can look for it?
Actually, they can go to my YouTube page. It's the only video I've ever put up of the bike running. And you can also find it on Facebook.
let's find this. So we got to get this bike sold. This man needs a new bike. Let's get this sold. We gotta get you into that.
Are you gonna play the video?
No, I was trying to find it, but
oh yeah, you can find it.
That's funny. So what are you looking at? What do you think?
I am looking at 18 or newer Heritage.
Nice.
A 17 or newer Road King. Those are two things I'm looking at, but I'm also looking at older Road Kings as well. So like I got my eye on a 2015 Police Road King.
Oh, that'd be
pretty
sweet.
tight. Yeah.
Have you hopped on any of the newer the M8 bikes?
I have not, and for the specific reason because I'm too afraid I might like them that much.
Yeah.
I test rode one over the weekend, and I have to say I was very surprised, and I was hoping I wouldn't be. I was hoping I'd get off and be like, "That was okay." No, it's
and
that's a different level.
That's exactly why I won't ride one. I'm too afraid to be like, God damn, I gotta sell my bike, and I'll end up taking too little for it. I mean, the thing is, I need to sell my bike. I can't trade it in. It just won't net me anywhere near enough.
Sure. We're dropping that in the side chat. Moto Noggin, you're a Sportster guy. You should buy it. Have a second one. It's only money.
Oh my God, I just spilled my water.
That's okay.
No, it's not.
Take
it's on
your
my
time. Usually by this point, Junior's incoherent, so he's doing good today.
By this point, dude, we're only like 30 minutes in. Take it easy, killer.
Hey, if there was some fireball involved.
I think you're thinking about your other co-host there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, my wife's no better. She was arguing with the cat last time she was drunk. So,
is there a Ty Cooper in the chat? Thanks for buying the shirt. If that was you.
Oh, yo, Ty, look at that. See, that's the type of service we provide. You place an order, you get a shout out. Ty's the man. Ty has a CVO as well as a sports dress. That's awesome, Ty. Thanks for supporting Route 32. I really appreciate that.
I hope you used the Bride the Biker code. Yes? No? You have to ask him.
Oh, cancel your order, then reorder again, Ty.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
But no, Ty, thank you very much. That was very nice of you. So you're thinking about buying a bigger bike now. Is that going to? I mean, I'm sure you're still going to be limited with your schedule, unfortunately. But is that going to bring you out to want to do more touring?
Oh, I want to do more touring now. My actual Sportster is set up for touring. I got an amazing suspension in it. It's how I'm able to put 30,000 miles on it. The only reason I'm getting rid of it is my wife wants to ride with me more often. So that's the only reason I'm going a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit bigger and we don't fit so good on a Sportster anymore. We used to.
Yeah. The nice part though is if she's coming along, you get that buy-in. It's a lot easier to justify the bigger bike because, as you know, everything gets expensive once it's doubled.
It was totally her idea.
Quick. That's awesome.
Like, we need a bigger bike. This is not comfortable for me anymore. I'm like, yes, we do.
What kind of suspension did you put on it?
I put the cartridge suspension from Progressive, and that's the drop-in cartridge, the shock overspring in the front, and it is just absolutely amazing. It rides as good as most Dynas and Softails. It's super plush. I got 412s on the rear. I went up a half inch instead of slamming it like most people do with the Sportsters. I got the touring seat. I got floorboards on the front and rear. So like it's set up, and it's easy to put 200-300 miles on it and then come back and you're not hurting. The other thing I have is the windshield. What's the windshield company that you always talk about? The
Clockworks.
The Clockworks. Yeah, I got the Clockwork windshield. And the best thing about that windshield is the hips on the front. So at the lower part of the windshield, so you know about the flare at the top, but at the lower part of the windshield, it has like these kind of like slight bump outs. And what it does is it puts a really nice downforce on the front tire, and it just stabilizes the Sportster at like 50, 65 miles an hour with no problem.
Yeah, it's interesting the way they did that design. And I think that when you first look at it, you're like, that's kind of weird. It looks like it got melted in the sun. But then when you understand why they did it that way, based on why they did it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, DeBeard, I put a touring seat on a Sportster.
I'd like to see DeBeard on a Sportster. That's on my bucket list.
Bear on a tricycle.
Yeah. The only time I put 300 miles on a Sportster, I thought I was going to die. Yeah,
and that's right. And that's the way they are when you get them. You just got to put in a little bit of the right work, and they're great. Yeah,
Moto Noggin, if you're still here, what was your Saturday mileage for the Baggers and Brews? He rode from Northern New York to show up in Jersey on a Sportster S. So I can't imagine. That's epic. You got to have respect for somebody like that.
He's a savage, man. And there's no way he was going to miss that event. Glad he made it out to that.
No, and the funny part was we were in the bar, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if Noggin's going to be here." And with that, he showed up when I walked outside. Nothing is faster than a road glide motor noggin. I don't know what marketing you're reading.
A road glide. Oh,
road glide is the premier bike.
All 700 miles, man.
So that was 700 miles in one day.
Savage.
Wow. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got to stop giving motor noggin crap with mileage like that. That's impressive.
Oh, this guy. That's funny.
Oh, see now the side chat's turned on itself. I love it. So what are your outlooks as far as your retail space? I mean, do you I mean, obviously it sounds like you have a great location, but do you plan on expanding? Is there something you kind of want to go into? Because one thing we haven't mentioned is you sell motorcycle parts too, right? People can call you and order parts.
Yes, I do sell some motorcycle parts, more for late model. If it helps anybody, I mostly deal with Tucker Rocky when it comes to motorcycle parts. So if you are familiar with their stuff, anything you can order through them or on their site can be ordered through me.
What's who is it?
Tucker Rocky.
Tucker Rocky.
Tucker Rocky is a vendor. If you just go to tuckerrocky.com, that'll give you all so I carry all of your regular name brand stuff. So like my exhaust on my bike is the Freedom exhaust. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
They're really nice. I have the Declaration turnouts. I also sell Mustang seats, all of Progressive suspension, some tins, some, just about everything you get, mostly late model, and some Indian stuff as well. I kind of keep that low key because I want to talk to somebody that's ordering parts, because I can't take returns. Once a part goes out, that's it. There's no returning it. There's no exchanging it. So I keep that real low key. I try not to do too much of that. If I sit down with the person, they come in, I give them the book, they go through it, they pick what they want, because we do the Vance and Hines. I have all of the tuners and everything that are available that can be bought. But Tucker has a no return policy as well. So it's hard for me to get that stuff back. And then I have to find the right person with the right bike that happens to walk through the store that wants that bike. So I keep that low key. I try to keep that on a very personal level. Say, okay, let's walk through what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
And I see if I can do it. And then I can walk through, see if the parts are available and everything like that. Because it's so hard to get anything right now.
Man, it's
I was looking at floorboards for my bike. They were back ordered, I want to say 42 weeks. I was like, am I reading this right? It's not 42 days. It's 42 weeks.
At one point, Mustang seats, and they may still be, they were back ordered by a year if you wanted a new Mustang seat.
I'll tell you what, it's a great seat, though. Holy smokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over
12
Saddleman?
years on mine.
Yeah. Would you choose Mustang over Saddleman?
I haven't tried Saddleman, so I have no opinion about that yet. I want to check one out, but I don't want to spend the money to do it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the problem too, is a lot of these dealerships have Saddlemans. The one you worked at did, but they were brand new. So when you're testing it, it doesn't give you an indication of how it's going to break in. It was kind of weird. The guy's like, "Oh, we just got these in," and I'm like, "Nope, don't want it." I'm like, I don't think we lasted 5 miles on it. This thing's a brick.
Yeah.
Because you can't envision what it's going to break into be if it's not broken in, and it's a hell of a lot of money to waste too.
Yeah.
With the Mustang seats, though, they feel good when you sit on them the first time and just get better.
That's good to know, man. I'm looking for a seat. Yeah. I'm looking for a seat.
They're just ugly on a Sportster. I mean, but I didn't care. I want comfort, and it's all I cared about.
All right.
So what seat do you have now, Junior? Stock?
No, I got the Saddleman solo seat. It's a knuckle. But yeah, I was just thinking about getting, step up seat from Saddleman. Just, one, I think it'd just be a lot easier for me, like travel wise, being able to put a step up seat and pack all my stuff on there and get a sissy bar. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's further on down the
both
road.
know that when you go to
Yeah.
Sturgis, you're coming back with a bagger. We got to stop pretending that you're going to return on that bike.
Oh man, it's yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. I talk about it all the time. Like I've been on a Road King. I've test rode a Road King. I've never been on Street Glide, Road Glide, CBL, like all those baggers that Harley puts out. But that Indian Challenger, man, game changer.
Oh, Junior, we're out of time. We're gonna have to let you go, buddy. Sorry.
Hey, man. Hey, unless you rode on one, man,
I mean, I'd still answer the phone when you call, but it would ring a few times. I'm just saying, like, that's pretty bad.
That I still remember that day, man. I test rode, and it's still like, outside of my Fat Boy, man, that bike is pretty legit, man.
Oh man, see, and here you go. The side chat's turned on you already. Damn, brutal.
Yeah, Bert's on number 4 already, so he's about to pass out.
Ho ho ho!
Uncle Buff, hello, sir.
Uncle Buff, the original man that wanted to shank me. Now everybody wants to shank me. It's become a blood sport, man.
That whole shanking thing, man. I don't know if I ever want to come visit you because I'd hate for you to get shanked while I'm around you.
Well, you wonder why I don't send out my address. People are like, I want to send you stickers. I'm like, the fuck you do? I ain't giving you my address. No
You're
way.
like, send it to my employer's address.
Yeah, send it to Cinnamincin. I don't know. We'll find it somehow. Oh. Yes, like Moose, I am. I'm torn between the Goldwing and the BMW because if I get a BMW, I'm next level at that point. That's really funny. So, what would be your dream ride, Dominic? I mean, I know you have other things in the fire, but if you had 2-3 weeks of a vacation, where would you go?
Oh, I'd go out west to the state parks.
Okay,
definitely. I've been watching. So I feel bad I can't remember his name, but there's a gentleman that does these cross-country rides on, it's not a Harley, it's some sort of like all-terrain bike. I can't remember which one it is, but him and his sister go out and they did the Breaks National Park and all of the national parks out there. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's where I want to go. Out there for sure.
Just on YouTube? I need to find out who that is. All right.
Yeah, I can't access it now. I should.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll get info from you later.
I'm dying to get to Skyline Drive in the Smoky Mountains. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm looking to put on some solo miles this year. That is going to be a lot of fun.
Just for the record, Bert's talking smack. When I see him, don't worry, right. Beard. One day we'll.
The YouTube channel is Two-Wheeled Rider, and he's got some amazing videos through the West Coast that. He did was it like a 10-part series? I watched every one of them beginning to end. It was just outstanding. He did Bryce Canyon, Moab. He's done
Two-Wheeled Rider?
Yeah, the number 2 wheeled rider.
Oh yeah, Bronco Ride apparently follows him.
Oh yeah. So he's seen them. There are some amazing videos.
So Dallas, I got to ask because you keep saying it. What made you drink the Harley Davidson Kool-Aid? You have 2 of them, but now I feel like you're becoming an ad. All day long in Discord, he's either supporting Harley Davidson or the fine folks at Moonshine Harley Davidson. He's trying to do something. Something's coming. Yeah, Frank, that's where I want to do. I want to. Maybe we need to talk about that and get away for a long weekend and ride. That would be a lot of fun. I can see both of them doing because if I go Blue Ridge, then I can go down to Tail of the Dragon too, which would be great. So everyone can see that epic
stories about Tail of the Dragon online.
It's going to be my GoPro footage of me doing like 15 miles an hour down Tail of the Dragon. I'll speed it up, blur the speedo. No one will know.
There's more videos of crashes than there are people enjoying themselves.
Yeah, man.
Wrecked bags, wrecked plates, wrecked floorboards, people.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing too that becomes kind of a tourist trap. I went to have you ever been to the Hawk's Nest in New York?
No.
So it's featured in a ton of car ads. You guys want to look it up. It's got to be, I'm sure the Beard's been there. Frank's been there, I know. It's got to be, it's only maybe 8 or 9 turns, but it's right on this ledge that runs the river and it's real high. and it's really awesome for photos. But the problem is, you get people that all they want to do is go the eight curves, turn around in the middle of the road, and then come back. So it's all these chuckleheads in like high-end sports cars trying to go as fast as they can and find that little gap in the traffic. It's a mess.
No. Well, I heard that's the way tail is. Unless you get there like early in the morning on the weekdays, it's just a mess of sports cars and sports bikes and people trying to do stuff they can't do.
Ty, that would be awesome. I'd love to come down and meet you in Dallas and ride in Tennessee. I've heard nothing but great things. I'm going to be in North Carolina hopefully over the summer, so maybe I can kind of find an excuse to get down that way. That's awesome. Yes, the tree of shame. I do not want to end up on the tree of shame. That's no. I didn't realize too until I started following who is it? Oh, it's the guy that does all the photography for Tail of the Dragon. That I didn't realize they allow semis on those roads, or at least they get on that road. And I'm like, that's just asking for problems.
Yeah, it's another fun video to watch. The trailer go first and pulls the cab right down with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Port Jarvis, New York's a great ride. The ride I actually like, Babes a Ride Out was there recently, that direction, because Killboy, yes. The what I found is you do the Hawk's Nest and you just keep hauling paws north and through New York. It's fantastic. A lot of bald eagles, a lot of great stuff to see.
That's crazy.
I think he's dying. You gonna make it?
Nah, I'm fine. Water went down the wrong way. So
Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's all fine. Nothing to see here. It's fine. So out west would be on your list. Where else would be on your list?
Well, let's get there first before I start looking past that.
So what's your?
I barely get to ride outside of just riding back and forth from the store sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's fair. So what would be your dream bike if you had an opportunity? Money, no object.
Yeah, just a simple Road King. I have no, I want that thing that nobody has, that plain black Harley.
Okay.
I don't care what it looks like as long as it rides nice. How it looks on the curb don't mean anything to me. That's why I got the super comfy Sportster.
Yeah. If I had a black Harley, I would have lose it the first time I went anywhere. I'd be like, I can't find it.
My friends call it my Tourster.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I like that. So as we're coming up the hour, Junior, you got anything you want to ask? Anything you want to add? Let's talk to me.
No, so the bike beefed up though? You got the Mustang seat on there, and then
it's got a 131 in it. That's where it's at.
You got like bags and all that stuff, or?
Yeah, I actually bought a set of custom-made brown bags, so they're the only ones around, and it was just from a friend of a friend who makes leather stuff. I had them duplicate bags that you would put on a horse, so they're just throwovers, but they have the hard backs, and there's no like plastic buckles on them. It's a real buckle, so like if I fill it up, I can overfill it and still have enough strap to cover the rest of it.
Yeah.
And that's probably the one thing that's really unique about the bike. I wish I could pull up a picture and show you, but if you just go to my website at the bottom, you'll see me on it.
Right. Okay, cool. I'll definitely check that out. So if you're there, 6 days a week?
5. I make sure I take 2 days off. I take Mondays and Tuesdays to myself.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So
one question, but is New Hope open every day?
Yes.
Okay. I really wasn't sure.
They don't have any. It's not like a shopping center where you have set hours. You run your own business your way. So whatever you want to be open, that's just it.
That's cool. So I was only asking because if you want to do that trip out west, like what do you, for coverage wise, like you got someone going to be able to sit in for you, or while you take that trip, or
just shut it down?
Just shut it down.
Just shut it down. That's it. It's just me.
Yeah.
I have no other people that work for me. I do all of the shipping. I do all the receiving. I answer every email, every text. I have the store phone forwarded to my cell phone, so I make sure I never miss a call.
Yeah.
And if I do, they get all the hours and the information, and they can leave a message, and I'll get right back to them.
Yeah.
So,
well, Brian's a great salesman, so if you ever needed coverage, I'm sure he'll work for free for a week.
I'll tell you what, if you give me some of that peanut butter beer that they had at the brewery down the road from your shop, I'm in. I mean, I might be liquidating by the time you get back, but
Which brewery was that? There's several.
That sounds really good right now, though.
It's the one that's parallel to the Playhouse, and it's on a side road. You go down a bunch of steps. I forget what it was called, but the beer was fantastic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you get to sit right on the canal there.
Right. Yep.
And watch the canal not move.
Watch it stagnate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little strange. I'm like, well, this is an odd view.
Watch the fish suffocate.
Yes. I like watching the environment kill itself. But
Never seen a blue catfish before. That's kind of odd.
Blue catfish. And that's a New Hope, right? That's spot, right? You talking about?
Well, yeah. So for all of you that don't realize, there's a canal that we used to be mule powered. They used to bring the barges up.
The mules would bring the barges, right? They'd take people for rides on them. They actually thought about trying to do that again. I was on the Chamber of Commerce for about 2 or 3 years, and they were talking about that. And it was just like, there's too many issues with that.
Yeah.
But they actually thought about it.
Because they have the old, what do you call it? They have the old train station there too. You take a ride.
Yes. Yeah, they have one. They have a 125-year-old steam locomotive that they run. If my son was in the room, he could tell you exactly the name and number of it, but I don't know it. he goes up there all the time. He films it, and
cool.
loves trains.
It may have been Triumph Brewery, Frank. I'm not 100% sure. But no, I really like New Hope. I think it's great, and it's a great place to. It's a great date night, great date day. Like we go out there a lot and just kind of poke around because it's just something to do, and it's not too crazy. And I think it's less commercialized than Peddler's Village, which is the other kind of hot place that's right down the street from that. But no, and Bucks County I think offers a lot of diverse riding. I mean, that's the one thing that I always like with Bucks County is half hour later, you can be pretty far gone.
Have you ever been to the Van Zandt Airport? Because that is
a
great time. That is really cool.
Yeah, we were at one of the first groups that I joined, riding group. We went to the Van Zandt Airport, and they had a little hot dog stand there. And for whatever reason, there's a bunch of exotic cars. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, it's where the rich people hang out because all of those planes that are there, those biplanes, those old 20s and 30s and 40 planes, they're all privately owned. You just kind of watching, and some of them will offer rides.
Wow,
I can't go; I'm too heavy. But
yeah, that's the other thing too. They don't cater to real people.
They can't. You don't fit in the plane, and it can't carry us.
It's 2022. Come on, we should be able to fix that already. But no, that's really fun. So Dominic, as we wrap up, any last words, anything, it's your time. So anything you want to promote, anything you want to talk about, let's do it.
No, this was fun. I just wanted to kind of get on here, hang out a little bit. It's good enough. I'm not going to make a sales pitch or anything.
No, we really appreciate it. And guys, if this is just so you know, I have what are we calling it? It's not an affiliate link. What are we calling it?
It's an affiliate link. That's correct.
Yeah, so it's an affiliate link. It's not a discounted link, but it is helping to support my channel. There's a small portion that goes back to support the channel, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Go if you get into New Hope. I would suggest going in person because I think New Hope's a great area. But if you want to order online and you're looking for anything, I mean,
you want to throw the link in there, Brian?
It's in the channel description.
Okay, cool.
It's in the description of the video.
Yeah, and if you come into the store and you want to mention Brian, make sure you say that you're here with Brian the biker, and that
you get kicked out of the store.
The purchase.
I'm with Brian the biker. Get the hell out!
It's an extra 10% that we charge you just because just make sure you tell me before you make the purchase so I can attribute it back to him. That's big and helpful. And same goes through with the other two affiliates that I have. Yes, my brother is a veteran, so we want to make sure that I mention that. Yes, I do give veterans discounts, especially in store. If you are a veteran and you want to purchase something online, you go ahead and you make your purchase, and you're going to get an email confirmation. Reply to that email confirmation with your ID or whatever you have that can show that, and you'll get the discount reimbursed back to your card.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's really good.
Well, huge thank you to your brother for his service. I mean, that's important. I mean, that's something the biker community certainly embraces. So, I mean, I think that's great. And I think the more important takeaway that I'd like everybody to have is Dominic's a small business. He's doing it by himself, and he's living that dream of chasing his dream. And I think that it's important to support that. Get in, hang out, and, or if not, order online. But regardless of any link and affiliation, I think it's really important to support those small businesses. We're losing way too many of those. It's sad.
Yeah.
Way too many losing business. Oh, before we forget, talk real quick, because I know it's a big seller for you. Can you talk about your badass helmets and what they bring? Because I know Corey had mentioned, I don't know if you saw in the side chat, when he stopped by before the Baggers and Brews ride, he grabbed one and he loved it. So
yeah, the Badass Helmets, that's a company, like I said, right out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. So they're a local company, and they just make these amazing helmets. And the best way to describe them is they're very different from all of your other small helmet manufacturers, because they use a different interior. They use a different composite when they make the helmets. The interior is almost more like a neoprene than it is that fuzzy stuff. It's very easily wiped out. It's easily clean. They come with a lifetime warranty. And so, like, if anything happens, it's a manufacturer's defect. You send it back to Badass, they'll replace it. If, God forbid, you have an accident and, the helmet gets messed up, you contact Badass. They'll walk you through getting a free replacement, even in an accident or use situation. Now,
nice.
Obviously, they're not going to replace it for dropping it or things like that, any kind of negligence, but it helps them continually develop the helmet, because, you send them, I think it's something like you send them the police report in the helmet. It helps them see what happened, how did the helmet perform in the accident, what can we do to make it better. They're just really knowledgeable and caring people about riders.
That's great. And that's a mom and pop company too, right?
Yes, it was just two owners. They're very, very awesome people. I love dealing with them. They're close. I can drive up and pick up the helmets, or they can ship them to me if I'm feeling lazy, which is more often than not. So, and speaking of badass helmets, there's one thing. If I could tell you anything about buying a helmet, just remember it's more about the shape of your head than it is the circumference. So I have brought home helmets that I have to ship. So I can show you, in particular, when ordering a badass helmet. The first one I'm going to show you is the bare bones. So when you look at the helmet from the top, you can see it's a very rounded helmet. So if you want to order a bare bones helmet, what I tell people is have your spouse or somebody just look at the top of your head and see how your head's shaped. If you have a round shaped head, then the bare bones, I'm new to this, the bare bones is your way to go. So now, if you're like me and you have a very long head, front to back, and less side to side, so you're more of an oval shape, then the rocker is the way to go. So you can see the rocker has a shape that's a little longer front to back and a little shorter side to side. So if you have an oval or a long oval head, the rocker is your helmet. If you have a rounder head, the bare bones is your helmet.
Awesome.
And that applies to all of the carbon helmets that are steps up from the polycarbonate that you see there, plain blacks, all of the carbon fibers, which weigh less than a bottle of water, which are really amazing helmets. I see people all the time with their helmet on in pictures. They're like, "Oh, I forgot I was wearing it."
Yeah, the one I tried on was really nice. I liked it a lot. It was extremely light.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to wrap up. I do want to remind Baggers and Brews is live tomorrow, celebrating their 3rd year anniversary on YouTube. So, guys, congratulations on that.
Happy Annie, fam.
8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with the Beard and George. Monkey is not. We were going to do a live for Katie's birthday on Friday, but I think that's being put on hold. We'll probably maybe do a random one over the weekend. And then Denver is on Sundays at 8 o'clock. Moto Noggin is on Mondays at 8 o'clock. Moto Noggin, if I screwed that up, remind me.
No, I think it's Tuesday.
Tuesday, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's doing Tuesdays, and then we're on Wednesday again at 8. with riding with the Ozarks. So that should be a really interesting, be really cool to check that out. Well, that's awesome. So Dominic, thank you so much. I really appreciate
thank you.
coming
This was
out.
great.
I really appreciate you being a small business supporting bikers. That's fantastic. And Junior, you did a great job, man. There will be no calls from HR for you tomorrow.
There shouldn't be. I showed up on time, man.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
same here, Dominic. I'm gonna I gotta check out the website. I looked at it before, but just I gotta go through my financial.
I'm sorry.
part.
Before we go, Droop has a question. I'm sorry. Droop and Dallas are live on Droop's channel on Mondays. I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean to forget you. Will the
Droop,
Rocker Carbon be back in stock anytime soon?
I don't know.
It's hard being the mayor of YouTube, Junior.
As of right now, they're focusing on all of their polycarbonate and plain blacks because that's their top sellers. I don't know if you know that where the helmets were made was just at towards the end of last year, had a big shutdown, so they had to pick and choose what they get being made. But my best guess would be possibly September, October. The carbon rockers will be back in stock. That's what I wear. I love that helmet. That's such a great helmet.
Yeah, it's a really sweet helmet. Like you said, it's really lightweight too. Drip, you were not forgotten on purpose, sir. I'm trying to do my best. I can't keep track of everybody. This is going to be a full-time gig.
And also, Bolt Bucket's coming to America, man. He'll be in Vegas on the 25th. I think he gets in on the 18th.
They didn't pull his passport?
LA. Nah. I mean, he hasn't left yet, so I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Guys, if you want to hang around, we'll go to the green room. But everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. You guys have a great weekend. Remember those live streams and support the community. I will be hanging out with Beggars and Brews in the side chat tomorrow, so please make sure you join us. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Please, if you can, or consider checking out Dominic's channel or store. And supporting that. Yeah, you got one video. It's a channel. Support Dominic's store in the Route 32. And a huge thank to you guys for supporting the channel as well. And that's all we have. So, guys, I hope you have a great week. And please remember, you're not alone. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Right.